Is the final video for this class. It is the video for the week of March. I'm sorry, let me make it clear. April 27th. This is the video for the week of April 27th. By the time you see this, you should already have turned in your Project 3, the ethnographic essay, to the assignments, and that should already be in. So now we are on to the very final assignment of this entire class called the Letter of Reflection. The Letter of Reflection will take the place of a final exam for this class. Again, it will be the last thing you will do. I have posted the prompt now, and like every other assignment, I'm going to walk you through it so there are no questions. Let me tell you one thing that is very important. This is due strictly by the day it is due, by midnight next Monday. It has to be in by that time because at that point, the class is shut down. So if it's not in by that date, the assignment gets a 0. We usually do this in class handwritten on a piece of paper, but obviously we can't do that. So let me show you. Here we are on the front page. We will see the prompts. We go down to Letter of Reflection prompt. We open it, and let me walk you through the assignment. The ethnographic, personal narrative, and argumentative essay reflecting on what you've done. You can read this part here. The goal of reflection is to have you do what writers do. Think about your own work. The ultimate goal, though, is that you will learn something about yourself and your work as a result of looking back on and analyzing what you've done and what you've produced. This is why I have wanted you to keep your older papers and assignments or notes or whatever so that you can look back on them while writing this letter so that you can use the correct information. With the skills you've learned, the vocabulary you've learned, and the knowledge you have learned from this class, the hope is that now you are fully capable of existing in the world of writing. That is, you understand drafting, revising, and communicating your thoughts and ideas. That is, overall, to me, the most important part of a writing class. It's just communication and effective communication. For this final assignment, you will write a letter to me that responds to the following questions in specific and detailed terms. In other words, when I say letter, and it being called a letter of reflection, that's exactly what I mean. A letter. So it will be formatted as such. It is due strictly by midnight on Monday, April the 4th. Give examples from your classroom experience. What did we do in the classroom? What did we do online? And your general writing experience, and from all of your semester's work itself. A strong response to this assignment will be a very specific one. A weak response will be very brief, vague, or general. Concentrate instead on being as detailed and critical as possible. Here are some questions which answers could be incorporated in your letter. Try to think of your own as well. So, you do not need to use all of this or any of them. It's completely up to you. Just use these as guideposts. Um, I don't want to see an essay where it's like you just put number 1, answer the question. Number 2, answer the question. This needs to be a thoughtful letter, a general letter where you incorporate your ideas from the class. Your reflection should be addressed to me, so a Dear Mr. Sutter or Dear Dan Sutter or whatever at the top of the page, and then format it as a letter. It does not need to be an MLA format or double spaced. Just type it single spaced. I'm not going to be grading for grammar. This is not about grammar. This is solely about detailed reflection. Make sure your name is on the page so I know that it's you. When you are finished, please check that your name is on the paper again. Upload the paper to the live assignment tab on the left side of the Canvas page like we've done for all our other assignments. And this course will then be completely finished. Yes, this is the last thing you will need to turn in for the entire class. So for all intents and purposes, treat it as your final. You can do this now, or you can do it on its due date. I highly suggest you do it before the due date, just in case there's a Canvas problem. You are being warned now that this needs to be in by midnight that night. Again, we usually do this in class, so that's about 50 minutes. As some people take the whole class, some people take 10 minutes. Please take as much time as you feel is necessary to give me a detailed reflection. I am not going to give you a word count. I'm not going to tell you how many pages or if it can be under a page or over a page. It's up to your deciding. Now, let me explain the whole idea of the letter again. This also functionally serves as a lifeline to you. Let's say your grade is a C, but you need a B. This is a pretty simple way of jumping it up a few points. This is my gift or my offer to you. If you do this and think about what you've learned in the class, it will drastically help your grade. So please do this for that specific reason. This is to help you. When you are finished, please check your name is on the paper, upload the paper, and this course will be finished. And honestly, I wish you the best, sincerely, truthfully, and with hope. I know that we are in a crazy time. By the time you turn this in, we will still be in a crazy time, and we will be in a crazy time for a long ways to come. Some of you may have had to deal with this situation directly, some indirectly. I just really hope that everyone in your family is okay in any sense because of this virus or just a general life sense. Some things are more important than classes, and this situation might be a little more important. That's why I've been wanting to help you get through this with as much ease as possible. That being said, I fully believe every one of you in this class has demonstrated that you are capable of communication. And in times like these, communication, whether it's online, whether it's through papers, whether it's through speaking or communicating or arguing, are very important. You need to be able to communicate your ideas to get things done and to make the world, to use a cliche, a better place, or to stamp your influence on the world itself. So, whether that's through a creative way, whether it's through an academic way, or whether it's just through a practical way, uh, please take these ideas you've learned, carry them forward, and good luck to everyone here with your specific goals. And thank you for sticking with this class, even as we've had to transition. I hope that it hasn't been too rough, and I hope that you've learned something. Okay, again, my thanks to you. The following page, which I've attached for you, contains some vocabulary that you might find useful as a reference. So use these words that you're all familiar with and the work that you've done and my markings on your work and your own experience in the classroom to write your letter. Causality, retrospect, scope, the timing of things, how large, how small is the general time of the piece. Retrospect, looking back, the triangle, details, tone and voice, problem, context, hooks, change, inquiry, audience, scope, these types of things. Look beyond them if you've written down other notes. Look at the models where you may have written things down. Look at your notes from class. These are just vocabulary tools and guides to help you um, more thoroughly look back at your piece. Okay, and that is it. I hope that you have gotten something out of this. Please turn this in on the day it is due. Once it's turned in, you will start seeing your grades for this and for Project 3, the ethnography, pop up. If you have any questions, please message me. All right. Thank you.